Yo, 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 what is up, y'all? It's Cone, second overall pick for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I was sweating. I have never been that nervous, probably in my entire life up to this point. All day, I was I was just like out doing things with friends, and all I could think about were these stupid ping pong balls rattling around in whatever machine they used to do this stuff like that. I was thinking about Mark Tatum holding up team cards. I did a live stream. If you missed it, you can go check out the whole VOD of it. It'll be the video before this on my channel. You can see my live reaction, but we did it. Second overall pick to go along with the 12th pick in this year's draft. I am so good. It could have been number one. Shout out to Magic fans for getting that number one overall pick. The Magic, to be honest, I've said this in previous videos, the Magic did some incredible, never before seen level tanking efforts. The way they lost some of their games, were just sitting players in the second halves of games that they were losing. They earned it. They had the best tanking performance. They are the MVP of the tank. They deserve that number one overall pick. Good for them. I'm happy for Magic fans. Second overall pick, I am so cool with that. If we want to trade up, I'm sure we could do so, but I think two is a great spot to be. There's no consensus number one in this draft. If you've watched this channel, you might know that Chet is probably my favorite prospect in this draft. But even if Chet goes number one to Orlando, he's got the Gonzaga connection with Jalen Suggs. They played on the same AAU team. Regardless, no matter who is there on the board or who goes off the board at number one, we will get Paolo, we'll get Jabari, we could get a Shaedon Sharp. We could even trade back if we don't want one of those guys to number three with Houston. I am over the moon. This is incredible. I sat through a 73-point loss, 10-day guys throwing games basically at the end of the season. Some really rough basketball for the last couple weeks of the year. Like half the team went out with injuries. Shea, Dort, Muscala, amongst many others, going out with injuries for the year. 10-day guys playing. It was a lot to go through, but finally we got here. We got the second overall pick. It is super relieving. I don't know how, for the fans of teams out there, because I'm sure there are a lot of you watching this channel. As a Thunder fan, this is the second year that I've done this whole lottery thing. I am not used to it at all. I'm not typically in these positions. And last year, it was a huge letdown after we could have had picks 1 and 5, theoretically, 2 top 5 picks at least. Instead, it just fell to pick 6, and the Rockets did hold on to their pick at pick 2, which shout out to Rockets fans. But God, man, it was... I cannot wait until I don't have to do this stress anymore, because it is a lot. It is really difficult to go through these. If you're a team that has been a perennial playoff team for years, I really don't think there's any franchise out there that hasn't done the lottery in a really long time. Maybe there's a couple, or at least I'm sure there are some of you out there who, even if you've done the lottery, you've been like, oh, the 13th or the 14th best odds type thing. But God, man, it is so stressful. I was so worried. If you didn't know, the worst case scenario was picks 8 and 12. We could have fallen from 4 to 8, and then 12 could have stayed there. But no, it did not happen. 2 and 12, I will take that 100%. Chet, Paolo, Jabari, one of them probably will be on the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm super stoked. Other Thunder fans, we have been through a lot over the course of this year. It was a real tank effort, and it took everyone on the roster. It took management, front office, play. Shout out to Nick Collison for going to the draft lottery and bringing some luck. Last year for the draft lottery, I wore a Shea shirt. This year I changed it up, wore the jersey, and it worked way better. So for any future lotteries, hopefully there's not that many more, because I don't think my blood pressure could take that for very long. But any future draft lotteries, we're going to be rocking the Shea jersey right here, the one that has an autograph on the back. I will be rocking this one for any future draft lotteries. It's been good luck. Like, we could have got number one, because it got down to like the top like 4, and then it was the Kings, and then it was the Rockets. I'm like, oh my God, it could be us at number 1. Don't care. Number 2, I will take that 100% of the time. I'm good. I would have been fine if we stayed at 4 and 12, as long as we didn't drop. Because if we dropped, it would have really killed the vibe if we had dropped in the draft. But staying there at 4 and 12 would have been okay with me. Instead, we jumped 2 after falling 2 last year. You know, everything perfectly balanced, as all things should be, Thanos type stuff. It worked. We did it. We're here. Second overall pick. Going forward, I guess I can talk about some of the rest of the draft lottery. The Kings jumping up, good for the Kings. Interested to see what they do at pick 4. I assume Chet, Paolo, and Jabari are the first 3 gone, and I think any of those guys would fit really well on any of the top 3 teams. I will say, if you go back and watch the draft VOD that I did with Jack of Snapback Sports, if you haven't, go follow him on Twitter and stuff like that. He's doing some cool stuff. But On the VOD, you can see he asks me, who are going to be your top three teams? Which top three teams do you think end up in there? And, I picked three of the top teams. I said OKC, Houston, and Orlando. But with all the movement that typically goes on in the lottery, maybe not the highest of chances. And I got it right. So I will say for once, I did not curse things. I was thinking about making a video earlier saying oh, the Thunder are going to get screwed in the lottery to try and reverse jinx it. But I didn't have to. Thunder fans, we got some good luck. We are getting the second overall pick. Chet, Jabari, Paolo. Get your jersey swaps ready. Things are going great. We have the second overall pick. I can't believe it's over. I've spent all week, really all month, ever since the season ended even before that really, worrying about draft odds and the lottery and what pick we're going to get and what are we going to do if we fall in the draft? What do we do? Does that mess up our timeline? It doesn't matter. We are getting maybe whatever pick player that Sam Presti wants, depending on who goes at one. We're going to get a guy, and I'm super stoked about that. As always, I'm going to be live streaming when the draft comes around, so make sure to look out for that if you want to see my reactions to all the draft picks and everything. If you're a fan of a lottery team, let me know how your team did. Pistons fans, I'm sorry. I know they got screwed. I know Pacers fans kind of got screwed as well. But as a Thunder fan, as someone who got screwed last year, I'm sorry. It has to happen to someone for other teams to succeed, so here we go. It's unfortunately just the casualty of the lottery. The lottery is such a weird system when you think about it, that you could have these this team that could lose 82 games all season. They could lose every single game and have the number one odds and fall to pick 5. That's kind of wild when you think about it. It's a very cruel system. It's also a very rewarding system. The lottery give, the lottery taketh away type stuff. But here, the lottery has given to Thunder fans. I'm super excited. Like I said, if you're a fan of a lottery team, let me know how your team did. If you're a Thunder fan, please join in the celebration in the comments. I can't wait. I can't wait to see which players are going to be joining this core of Shea, Dort, Giddey, Trey Mann, Poku, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, Aaron Wiggins, Kenrich Williams. All the guys. I'm stoked. I could not be more excited about this. It's stressful, man. I was struggling going into the lottery. So also shout out to Mark Tatum, the deputy commissioner who does all the teams. He was flying through those things. Every single team, he was it's this team, and gave them 3 seconds to go this team's had this percentage odds, or this team stays here. Oh, that means this team jumped. He would show it, give them that 3 seconds, immediately on to the next one. He was rattling them off, which was super helpful for someone who was on the verge of cardiac arrest pretty much the entire time. So shout out to him, shout out to other Thunder fans, any team that succeeded in the lottery, fell in the lottery. Trust me, I've been there, done that. I understand. Praying to God that we don't have to do this rebuild for much longer. Not just because I want to see a championship, but because if I keep doing this, I think I'm going to die pretty young. So those are my thoughts on the lottery. Second overall pick, like I've said a million times, I'm going to keep replaying that moment in my head. If you want to see my live reaction, go check out the VOD. Maybe I'll clip it up too to see, so you can kind of see that. If you want to see that, please let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on the lottery. I appreciate y'all watching. Second overall pick. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. See y'all later. Rio1 say it back.